Hello, my little love bugs. Can you believe that it is our last week in school? Oh my gosh. It's crazy. Where did this year go to? We started the year at Westside in my beautiful art room, which I miss. And we ended up in my basement in my art studio. What a journey we've been through together. I never thought I'd be teaching art on a YouTube channel. If you would have said that to me a year ago, I would have said, oh, you're crazy. So today what we are going to do for our last class is I am going to interview two people that are very close to me that you already have heard tons of stories about. But the reason I'm interviewing them is because they have been doing something from a very early age, which has truly affected the direction of their life. And I want you to think about some of the things that you do now because it could direct what you want to be as an adult. We're going to be interviewing Roman, my oldest son, who's 18, who just graduated from St. John's and is going to Miami University studying architecture, and my youngest son, Rocco, who is a sophomore at St. John's, and he loves film. They started at a very young age building Legos. Loved Legos. I thought I was going to go a little crazy for a couple years because I was stepping on Legos. Our old cat was eating the Legos, and my basement turned into literally Legoland. I had to sort of surrender because there were so many battles of cleaning the Legos up that I finally realized that I needed to let it go. Let it go, let it go, and let it go. It was part of their process. It might not have made sense to me because there were Legos all over the floor, and they loved to build on the floor. They sat on the floor and they built on the floor. So there were Legos everywhere. Their mess, which looked like a mess to me, it made sense to them. And out of that mess, there were beautiful things created. So I had to weigh what was important and what was not important. And as parents, sometimes it's tough because we want to have our houses under control. And believe me, I know that, but I had to just let go of that battle. So I want to have you listen to them. Both of them have really interesting stories. And they also will show you some techniques and some things to think about if you are interested in building. Now, those of you that are not interested in Legos or have ever done it, it might sort of inspire you. But Lego building can also be transferred into other types of building, with block building, woodwork, if you're building things with wood. There's different types of sets all out there that are not Legos. So I think it's just interesting for you to hear how any type of activity outside of playing video games can affect you mentally and also affect what you might be when you grow up. It also, what I want to express to you on this last art class is the importance of getting off the video games and actually doing something, moving your body, using your brain, making that connection between your brain and your hands. It's an important connection. You must work those muscles in the brain and not look at screens all the time. It's a calming effect. I want you to think about moving your body this summer, getting outside, walking, running, skateboarding, whatever you do, riding your bike. I want you to create this summer. My boys play video games. Yes, of course they do. But they don't do it for 20 hours a day. No. And they don't want to. They get bored with it. They're like, oh, dude, I can't do this. They want to get outside and play, ball, throw the ball, whatever. You don't have to be athletic to go outside to move your body. Riding a bike, taking a walk, take the dog for a walk, throw the ball, anything. So connect your brain to your hands for a certain amount of time each day. Some of you have not done the videos. the art projects from my YouTube. And you know what? That's okay, because this has been hard on you and it's been hard on your parents, and I get it. You won't have as much work this summer, so if you feel like you want to create, then pull up my YouTube channel and do the projects that you might not have done over the past couple months. And you can go to any grade level. I mean, there's a lot of fun projects I put out there. And you might miss me a little, and you might just want to hear me, right? Did you ever think I'd be teaching on YouTube? Boy, this is crazy. So I'm going to have you watch my interview with my sons, and then at the end of this, I'm going to show you what your project is. And it's a school-wide project. It's fun. It's just a small project that I thought you would enjoy. Okay. My parting words for the summer are, I miss you. I can't wait for the school year to begin. I don't know what it's going to look like next year, but I know Westside will absolutely pull it together, and we will have a wonderful 2020-2021 school year, and you will be getting the best education that you can possibly get from us, because I'm telling you, Westside Montessori teachers, they rock, and they love you and are committed to giving you everything that they have. So my 8th graders, I'm going to miss you. And this stinks. It stinks that I couldn't have had some more time with you, because gosh, I had so much planned. But hopefully all of you, because I know Westside kids, they always come back. And when you're in that school, I better see you walk into my room and give me, well, hopefully COVID will be over, a big Jennifer, a loud, a love bug bear hug. Capiche? My 8th graders, stay true to yourself. Don't change for anybody else. All right? And remember, da bigger da better. All right, let's go. Happy summer. I miss you all, and I love you. Mwah. Good afternoon, love bugs. I am actually standing in my son Roman's bedroom. Say hello, Roman.
Hello.
My little love bug that you've heard about. And we are going to interview Roman and talk about something which is close to my heart. I'm very passionate about, because I have always supported this with my sons, because I believe that it is one of the greatest things that you can do. And for a long time, people believe that only boys could do this. Oh, no, no, no. Now they make beautiful, interesting sets, which girls, boys, anybody can build. We're going to talk about Legos and why it has sort of led the direction of his life, and why Legos were so important to him. Okay, I'll see you back in a moment. I'm Roman, and I'm going to ask him some questions about Legos. So Roman, when did you start building Legos?
So I started building Legos when I was, I believe, in the 2nd grade.
Okay, and what do you remember your first set that you built?
So, first set I built was probably like a Star Wars set around here. I have so many different things on here, stuff that's probably almost as old as I am on here. But yeah, around when I was 2nd grade, I've saved a lot of my different creations, so it's kind of nice. I have so many on here that my shelf is almost going to explode, so need some more storage space, I guess you'd say.
When you were in 2nd grade, what was it that attracted you? You know, why did you like Legos?
Well, one of the biggest things was, there was a lot of different pop culture things going on, like with Star Wars and stuff like that, all basically culture. And it was something like a toy that kids liked, and it was something I could play with in my hands. But also it was a way I could kind of expand my creativity and build something that, make something of my own, I guess. And I guess it was the feeling of I could accomplish something that, not everybody else could do. And it was fun, and I enjoyed it. And so I guess that's kind of what has led me to here. So it's nice, yeah.
How did it make you feel when you played Legos compared to doing video games? And you play video games.
I mean, like we didn't really have video games when we were younger, so this was kind of a way for me to really just kind of work with my creativity, blow off some steam. I think it's nice that my parents kind of like held Rocco and I away from that kind of stuff, because it really I think it was a way it really expands your thinking and kind of helps you to really just make something and create. And I think a lot of what we're missing in today's world with video games and things is, you're following certain objectives and things like that. You're not making something your own. I mean, Minecraft might be an exception, but really what I guess kind of helps me is just being able to build something, and even like following the directions with Lego is great.
And what was my rule?
The best thing you can do is not follow the directions.
Well, but what was my rule? Because I always told you to do what, and then you had to do it.
You had to build what you got with the directions, and once you build it, if you weren't completely satisfied with it, you could break it and then take the pieces. And if we took you downstairs, you would see millions and millions of pieces.
Oh, we're going to take them downstairs.
But
tell them about the men, because this was a big issue, because at first they always wanted to buy the sets for the little...
Yeah, the little guys down
Yes,
there.
yeah.
We have thousands of what are called minifigures,
Yes.
which, I guess sometimes the highlighted set, Rocco loves the little guys, but I am a big collector with this kind of stuff. I really appreciate the art and what you can build with this kind of stuff. There's millions and contraptions you can do.
Tell them, do you have one of your very first sets here that you ever did?
Okay, so if you guys look here, these are both the same kind of thing. This is like my oldest in here I have.
Okay, what is it called?
It's the Death Star.
Okay.
It's from Star Wars. Girls, you might not know what this is, boys.
Oh, no, girls do.
This is pretty old. This came out, I believe, in like 2006, and I built it when
How many pieces?
I want to say it was definitely more than maybe like I would guess maybe like around 3,000 or something. Maybe more than that. I don't know. But that was one of my first sets, and then they remodeled it. So I was like, well, of course I have to get the second one because I have the first one too. So it's nice.
Tell them how long it was built.
This one took me about half a day, I'd say.
You were pretty proud of how long it took you.
Yeah, this one was. I know it was like less than a day. I started in the early morning, finished it maybe like around 6 o'clock in the afternoon or something like that.
Okay. So that was the new one.
Yeah.
But let's talk about some of the smaller and older ones that you really enjoyed. What is this one? This carrier?
Oh, this is the Helicarrier from Marvel. If you guys have seen the Marvel movies, I'm sure you're familiar with what this is. It's a cool little thing. This came out in the late 2000s.
What's the white one below it?
The white one, actually, I just got this for Christmas this year. I had the original.
Here, hold it up so they can see it.
Original build of this when I was younger, but of course, having friends over can always lead to catastrophe with breaking things. So this was actually one of the first sets I had, but it's a newer model. So since I don't have it built anymore, I decided to buy the new one, which is really, really nice. So that's a nice one.
Okay.
There's a lot of different things. This is probably one of my favorite up here, the sand crawler.
Show them how it works.
There's a lot of different functions. If you move this, you can kind of bring the bridge up, which is really cool.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other functions with it. It even rolls like that. It's really cool. This one, I think it took me, I want to say maybe like 7 hours.
Okay.
So.
All right, let's talk about something. Okay, so this one, let me tell you about this one down here. We're in Chicago, and he has saved his money. I'm not really sure what he's buying because, we have clearly so many Legos. And he tells me we're going to the Lego store. Okay, we always go to the Lego store when we're in Chicago. Okay, didn't realize how heavy this was. How heavy was it?
It was definitely, the box was definitely more than...
It's like 32 pounds, wasn't it?
It was close to 40 pounds.
Yeah.
It was a huge box. And if you're thinking about lugging this around the city, definitely, if you're going to buy a set like this, don't buy it in a big city because it is quite the hassle getting it into a taxi and having it sit on your lap for hours when you're trying to get back to your...
For a long time, Legos put the box on wheels for people to, but they didn't have the wheels. So... All right, tell them about this was for your 16th birthday, wasn't it? When we were in Chicago? It was when I got hired at Westside.
Yeah. So I guess this was right when Mom got hired for West Side, so it's right around the same era there. Yeah. This is a really important set to me because this is kind of what I guess defined my love with Lego, I'd say. This took me a day. Many people don't believe it. It's like more than 7,000 pieces. But I started it like really early in the morning. I got ready and I just built throughout the day. And I mean, even my mom will tell you this. It was just her and I in the house. My brother and my dad were gone. And I just decided to take this out and been sitting in my room. And I just built it one day. And it was a long build, longest day I've ever had in my life. I mean, neck cramps and everything. But I mean, finishing this thing was absolutely the coolest thing I've ever done.
Okay, let me stop this film because I'm going to have to start a new one so we
Show
can
them
download some of the pieces, how it moves. I mean, because I know it opens up and does
So
stuff.
there's a lot of different things you can do with this. For guys that, like, if you love Star Wars, this is a great collector's
I got a
item.
lot of Star Wars lovers.
You can open this up. There's a lot of different things. You know, you got a seat where you can put a guy controlling the guns up here. You have some movement with the guns. There, even one's falling off. Sorry. It's all dusty from, I haven't dusted this. I need to get a toothbrush and dust it out. But there's a lot of different things you can open up. If you come over here, you can actually open the cockpit right here. So just give me a minute here, guys. Which is kind of cool. You can put some guys in there. This right here was a new piece they added. It's like 2 times the length of one of these other arch slope pieces. So it was insane because they actually created a whole new different piece just for this set, which was awesome. So there's a lot of different other things that open up. I mean, you have the radar dish right here, which is kind of neat. It even moves around. You can actually open it up for rooms and stuff like that, which is cool. But, I mean, if you're really, really into Lego, I mean, when I was a kid, I never really had limits. I kind of just said to myself, if I really liked something, the sky was the limit for me. But what I encourage you guys to do is don't put limits on yourself. Really practice with Lego. A lot of what you're going to find on how to build things and creativity is, you know, following the directions in the beginning. But I really, really encourage you guys to build something of your own, because once you following the directions is one thing, but making something of your own is really, that's what I think is different and sparks creativity. And either if you're looking at something on YouTube that they've never built before, or like on Google or something like that, build something, do something of your own. But if you are really interested and want to learn how to like actually build things well, you know, build Lego sets, look at the directions.
But it also helps you follow directions for if you've got, like Roman is wonderful. If I have to put things together in my house, if I buy something for the house that needs to be put together, he's able to follow directions. And like, you know, if I have furniture or anything else that has to use tools, he is so good at doing that. Something that my husband's not great at doing. So I will tell you that Legos helps you look at directions and systematically build things. Let's talk about this one over here.
Oh, okay. So this I actually built with one of my friends.
Okay, I did ask him if I could bring this in the fall when we did our Harry Potter, but he gave me the big no because it's so large, and he'll tell you why. Why'd you say no?
If I could have made it, I definitely would have let it go there. But I love my mom. But moving this thing and imagining her picking this up would have been big.
He didn't trust me, guys.
But this is a very cool little set. It's
little set. Good Lord, it's huge. Put your hand up so they can see how big it is.
It's pretty big.
Yeah.
This isn't like a set where you can put minifigures in. It's actually a set where you put tiny guys in. So you see, if you love Harry Potter, this is a great collector's set. Great for something to look at. I keep it over here because I wake up looking at it, so I think I'm in Harry Potter. Oh, these are cool. If you're a big Harry Potter guru person, you get the houses of the different house founders from Harry Potter, so those are really cool. I love that kind of aspect of the set. But I mean, this is a really cool part of the castle. This is actually like half of the castle. They're talking about making the other half, because if they would have made the other half, it would have been more pieces than what that is over there. This, actually, believe it or not, I think it's because the little people are so small that, you know, it's a mini scale size of Lego set, so they use more of these tiny pieces, and that's what really added the piece count. The cool thing is Lego's talking about making another portion of the castle, so I mean, I'm going to get another, I would have to have another drawer just to fit the other thing on here because it's so big. But this one's really cool. I really enjoyed building this. This was kind of weird because I built it with my friend, so I had to wait to like build it with him. But if I was to add
Who did you build it with? I don't remember.
St. John's guy. But
Okay.
If I was going to like guess how long this took me, I would definitely say it wasn't as long as the Millennium Falcon, but maybe more than what the Death Star took. So I would say more than 7 hours. It felt really fast, maybe less, but it was fast. It was really fast.
Okay, we have one more to talk about. Let's go outside. So hold on,
He's
guys.
kind of cool. I think you guys all know who this is. It's Master Yoda with his nice lightsaber. This was I just built this the other day when my mom was watching some TV and stuff. This is a fun little guy to build. I haven't really been challenged too much with Lego in a while, but this was an interesting build. I think it's just because it's a new format of me building. I'm not much of a figure builder, but this was interesting. If you really look, this is just like base plating all around to make a sculpture. And this is cool because, I mean, guys, if you really study and see how this is kind of built, you can make really cool figures and stuff. And I think that's something I want to kind of look into because it's something cool. And if you want to really wow your parents, build stuff like this, because I'm going to tell you what, they're going to be like, oh my God, how'd you do that? But
Tell them about the sword that it can light up.
oh,
Isn't there?
yes, they're gonna make something. I believe you can order these online, where you can put these little things in here that like light up the lightsabers. So that's kind of cool. So I might have to order that. I think that'd be kind of cool.
So tell them about your birthdays and the holidays for presents. What you have always wanted.
I am not much of I don't need technology. People are always like, I need a new phone. I kept the same phone for years, and all I wanted was Lego sets.
Because they were expensive.
Lego sets are expensive. It can depend on what you buy. But I love the big Kahuna stuff. The stuff that takes a long time to build, because that's just me. I love building things. I like to be challenged.
A lot of your friends, the parents stopped buying the Legos
Yes.
because, first of all, my friends, the parents would say, okay, I'm not spending all this money on something that my kid puts together in, a half hour or 1 hour.
Yeah.
But there is something, yes, it's expensive, but I always felt that there was something that they were getting out of this, which has definitely affected Roman. And when we've had snow days or days off or his summers, there's days where he will say to me, Mom, just leave me alone. I need to build Legos. And while his other friends were, playing video games or saying, oh, that's for babies. What has happened to your friends who are now 18 that come over? What do they say now?
Most of them
Who stopped building Legos years ago?
It really depends on the person, but I mean, for real, I can assure you this. I know you guys are growing up and you're getting that phase where video games are coming in, and everybody wants to look cool, but I'll tell you what, when you grow up, all you really want is the child in you, because you spend all these years trying to grow up so fast and trying to look cool, and then it's like, wow, you kind of hit that factor of, wow, my gosh, my friends tell me this all the time, why did I give up all this stuff? I'm kind of happy. Anytime I have friends over, all they want to do is play with my Legos, and I'm like, okay, well, I've done that for an hour before you came here. I've been building, I don't know, it's kind of funny. It's just kind of funny to see their transition, and I guess it's nice because I can build something really cool, and they'll be like, oh my gosh, how did you do that? So it's fun because they all want to come over and build Legos and look at what I have.
How has this led to your life? How have Legos directed your life goals?
Well, when I was younger, I'll never forget the trip my mom took me on we went to Falling Waters, which is in, I believe, Pennsylvania or something like that.
Yeah.
And I remember I had this little Lego construction thing I got for, Oh, I had to be in the second grade. It was one of the first things I ever got. It was Falling Waters. You guys should look that up, by Frank Lloyd Wright, the architect. It's a really pretty house. It's actually a color of this.
And you also had to dress up as a famous person.
Yeah, an architect. For
And
third grade, I dressed up as Frank Lloyd Wright, and then it was third grade, and then my mom took me, and we went on a little road trip to one of his places where he's
Falling Waters.
Falling Waters, and I went there and we got to see it, and it was really interesting because I got to see what I actually built out of Legos. And I think it was then that I, at a very young age, I said, wow, architecture would be a really cool career to like maybe go into. And I guess Lego has kind of built my passion, I could say, to creating and wanting to make something of my own. And I guess through architecture, I'm going to learn next year if that's something I would like to do or pursue. And I think, all my life, that's been something I've had in my head. So I'm excited, and I think Lego has kind of turned my head to something I would like to do, I'd say.
And you've also considered, if you do get your architecture degree, maybe trying to, work for Lego.
Yeah, it's a tricky path. It's a tricky career. But, as we people say, nothing is impossible if you put your mind to it. Yes, that's something I would love to do, and I think would be fun.
So one thing I'm trying to get to pull it. I'm trying to pull it out of you. How is it that you feel when you're building Legos? If you've had a really hard day, and Roman is he's a cross country runner, varsity for St. John's. He's, I'm gonna brag. He lettered 8 times in 2 sports. Cross country and track, and sadly his track season got stolen from him. But since we've been home for COVID, his brother and he have been spending a ton of time in the basement with the Legos. And the one thing that Roman tells me over and over again is, there's Norman, how it makes him feel. Running relaxes him, and I'm going to let him tell you what Legos do for him when he's stressed out or he's tired of people.
Yeah, so, when you get older, you get more of a workload and things like that. And I can't speak because I'm not in the adult working world. But even in high school, I think there's times where I hit like kind of a limit where I'm overworked or I just need a break. And whether it's drama with the girls, which you boys will soon find out, or
girls will find out the boys.
Yeah, schoolwork. The thing is, it's great to be around people, but I think it's good to be around yourself, and it's a good reflective type of thing to build Legos, I'd say, or just, it's a good calming aspect, and I think it's something that helps me to forget about my stresses in my daily life, and it helps me just to reflect, I guess, and not worry so much about things, because, everybody worries about things, but holding on to little, I'd say hobbies and things like this helps you to, have a better soul and not worry so much and just relax. And I think that's what Legos brought me to do.
So we're going to go down to the basement now. Now, no judgment. I sort of let the boys do their thing down there because they get upset when I start, telling them to clean up. So hold on. We're going to take you down to the Lego. All right. We are in the Mara basement, and you can see on our floor we have Legos and books and everywhere. So Roman likes to build on the floor. Why do you like to build on the floor?
I think it's a habit I picked up from when I was younger. I always built my Legos on the floor. I'm not a table person. I think when I build on a table, I build slower for some reason, and so I guess sitting down is kind of the way to go, even though it kills my knees, but I'm a man, so I got this.
And he likes, he has separated Legos into different colors. But when his brother and he come down to build, they just, I don't know, why does this happen? What happens? It just happens. What happens?
Well, it just gets a mess because we haven't sorted a lot of our pieces. And I know the best thing I could have done during this quarantine is to sort my pieces. Maybe I'll get around to doing some of that. But Once I get an idea, I just kind of flow with it and start building something.
So tell them about this piece. Now, this is, I think, can you kind of move it so it's, yeah. I think this is an amazing piece. You know how I talk about symmetry and, you know, color, and I just am really excited about this piece. And by the way, when Roman applied to Miami, he had to create, you know, a portfolio, and one of his part of his portfolio pieces was a Lego piece, which I'll have him show you later. It was actually a garage that he designed out of Legos, and so they were quite impressed with that. But tell us about this piece, Rome.
Okay, so this is a it's from my favorite TV show, Star Wars: The Clone Wars. And they just brought back the new episodes. Oh my god, I'm going into this too much. But anyways, I decided to build this bridge from the show. And it's a big battle scene part where, you know, you have all the clone troopers and the droids fighting each other. And I decided to build the bridge because I thought it was really cool, one of my favorite scenes ever. And everything you see on here is my own design. This is no directions. Even this is what is called it's not a spider droid. Is it like it's a tri-droid, but it's really cool because I learned how to build a Lego sphere, so that was kind of cool. And then I could make it stand like that, which is kind of neat. So
why does it stand that way? Why is it so hard to make it stand that way? What part of the construction is interesting that they'd like to know about?
So
hold it up so they can see.
All right, yeah. So this is what is called Technic building. And this is Lego's strongest type of build. It's when you use, you have holes like this, okay? So you could have like a whole piece like this or something like that. And you connect it with any type of, let me see if I have one around here. Okay. Really any type of hinge or anything like this.
Here, show, I can't see it.
So, you get a strong thing like this. It's really avoiding the stud pieces. We have a lot of studs. You're really focusing more on these pieces. I like to call them, I don't even know what I call them, but they're not ones with studs. They have holes in them. Okay. They're flat. So I would say those are Lego's strongest holds. If you want to build something that needs to stand up, that's probably the way to go. But it's very, very, very tricky because you have to do a lot of different just connecting things, and in all honesty, it drives me insane. But it's fun. So
and tell us about the bridge. Like, what will the bridge do?
Well, this is usually I am building things that have a lot of functions. I am not quite sure what I want to do yet, but for right now, I have a little turret right here. It's kind of cool. It moves up and down. It's kind of neat. I'm going to build one on the other side too. I'm planning on building a whole nother one of these on another side, so you actually get the full bridge effect. But this is going to be really long. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it was over to that couch to here. So
it reminds me a little bit of the structure of the Brooklyn Bridge. That's why I find it interesting.
Yeah. So it's neat. It's fun. I'm having a good time with it.
Tell them about some of the stuff up back there.
Okay, so like I said, you can't really fit everything in my room as much as I would like to. A lot of the stuff down here there's a lot of stuff that I built on my own, custom stuff.
Show them the garage for your portfolio.
Oh, okay. So let me bring that down. Okay. If you want to end this part, I can just...
Okay, what is this, Roman?
Well, this is based off the Avengers hangar. Never built out of a Lego set. After they made a ton of the Marvel movies last year, I was really, really intrigued with it. So if you show the top here, this was basically my own build, my own design. This has the A right here from the Avengers. That was kind of tricky to make. Took me a while to kind of design of how I wanted to make that Avengers A. But it's cool because it opens up.
Ooh,
and yeah, you have the glass right here.
Black windows. Sorry, guys.
It's kind of neat. You have the glass right there, which is cool. And even if you go in here, which is kind of some of my favorite parts in here, if you go right in here, there's a rail system right here, which is kind of neat. You have like a little construction robot area, which is cool. Some shelving. You have some more shelves and things like that. Over here you have another kind of like shelf, and then I made this kind of like ladder thing where you can hold stuff. Just like I don't know, standard airplane hangar. I thought it was cool. I was thinking about building the Avengers headquarters, and then I don't know. I guess I never finished the other part, but this was a cool little part to my designs. I really enjoyed building this.
Miami thought it was great.
I really liked it, and it was fun. And I think Rocco likes it too. Right? Yeah.
So if you could give them any suggestion about your last thoughts about Lego building, what would it be?
Don't be afraid. Don't limit yourself. Don't look at the age in the boxes. Go for it. Because really what you want to do is challenge yourself. And if you want to be a better Lego builder, don't compare yourself to other people. You're your own type of builder, your own person. You got to find your creative edge. Do what makes you feel good. And, I mean, study the directions. Look, the more Legos you build, the more sets you get, and really follow the directions. It's going to help you learn certain techniques that you can put into your own builds. So when you're building your sets and things like that, it's good to kind of look at the directions sometimes and remember a little technique so you can apply them to your own builds and creativity.
And what do you tell parents about the Lego mess?
The Lego mess, once you have made a mess, make sure when you're done with your build, you clean it up.
Right. Yeah. Parents, you just have to deal with it, right?
So, yep.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Because what they don't want you to do is move stuff around, right?
Yep.
Because once I move stuff around, what do you tell me?
Oh, I go crazy.
Yeah, because even though it looks like a mess to us, they have some sort of organization to it.
Some type of system.
Yeah. So, all right, what do you say to everybody?
Hey, thanks a lot for letting me do this with you, Westside Kids. Enjoy your Lego building days, and I will see you later.
And
right?
tell them how lucky they are to
You
have
guys are
me.
very lucky to have an art teacher like my mom. She's a great
Oh,
lady.
he doesn't say that all the time because I make him clean and do things.
Yep.
All right.
I'll
Peace
see
out.
you later, kids. Bye-bye.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. This is my other baby boy. This is Rocco, who hasn't had a haircut in a long time. Although I did cut it and he got mad at me. I think I did a fine job. I could have another career being a hairstylist. So here is my second Lego builder. And he has his own style and his own interest in Legos. So tell how Lego has affected your future, what it has done.
Well, Legos are very special to me. I've never been the best builder, so the guys that aren't builders out there, there's a solution for that. I do something with the Legos, and it is called stop motion. Stop motion is where you take a series of pictures, and then you add them all together, and then it turns out to be one big movie. I never really got into it with clay. I always thought, okay, I'm gonna do it with Legos because Legos are the easiest. They're already pre-built. Everything is easy with that, and they're easy to move around. So, one day in 3rd grade, I downloaded this app called Stop Motion Studio, which you can get on the App Store. It's free, and you can get another one, Stop Motion Studio Pro, which is when you get a little more advanced. But I started out with that, and my animations were pretty crappy, all right? That's what you got to expect at first, but that's okay, because over time, if you stick with it, you're gonna do great. And I'll show you guys the app and everything about it and what everything stop motion is, all right?
/studio, my little filmmaker. So explain to any of my kids who are interested in making stop motion how you do it with Legos and what you use to make these films.
All right, so I either use a iPhone, a iPad, or when you get more sophisticated, camera, but don't use that until like you're really like good with it. But for starters, just use this, and definitely download the app I use. That's the best app.
And what's the app?
Stop Motion Studio.
Okay. And do you use this one anymore?
That is my video camera.
So
that's just good for videoing stuff, but I don't use that for
stop motion. Okay. So tell them about what is this background that you have with the red and the green.
Okay, so what I'm doing, I'm just kind of using the red right now, but like I don't want to use like a crummy background. So let's say I put a marker in there, it just doesn't look right. So I just use the backdrop of a red sheet of paper, which is simple, and it turns out to make it look real nice on there.
Okay.
So,
So you focus on the figure and not the background.
yeah.
Okay.
You can focus on the background if like you're in a city or type of place. Like,
Can you add things to that red screen
um,
or the red background?
no, you can't, but on a green screen you can.
Okay, so the green screen is the green fabric. If you took the red away, it would just be a green screen.
Yeah.
And that's where you
But
can
that's
edit.
too hard to explain.
But you can edit stuff in there and add stuff to the green screen.
Only on the green screen can you edit stuff in. But
Okay,
that's
all right.
very hard to.
That's something you work up to.
But if you download Stop Motion Studio Pro, they do come with a green screen feature, which will help you learn the features, which are pretty helpful.
Okay.
But right now, I'm kind of just I built a little set. You see something simple. I'm not really going in depth, but we have our two figures. Obi-Wan, he's in the background. We have Anakin. So to start off your movie, you're gonna need to build a pretty simple thing to.
Oh, so you built that out of Legos.
Yeah.
It's a stand.
A stand to hold your phone or iPad.
Okay.
Because you don't want a movie like where you're taking a picture, then set it down,
Yeah.
and then it looks all choppy. That doesn't look very good.
Okay.
So if you build a stand, it's like gonna look more stable. The second thing I advise using are Apple headphones,
Why Apple?
because they have this. They have to be Apple. They have these feature where it comes with a little clicker.
Yeah.
And instead of tapping the screen, and you might accidentally tap it and your whole camera moves, so it messes up the whole movie,
Yeah.
you can just take it from here. So watch that turn white. And as simple as that.
Oh, because you're pressing on the thing.
Yeah, and you're not pressing on your phone, which could.
Gotcha. All right.
So that's the simple setup and everything you really... Oh, last thing, you need about 3 lights. Because bad lighting will ruin a movie.
So how do you move these? Tell me, like, how, when you move a character, like, what is the movement, or how little is the movement?
Okay, the movement. That's what we're gonna get into. So we have Anakin Skywalker right here,
Yeah.
and we don't want movement like move an arm and then take a picture, and then move it so high, take a picture. That makes choppy movement.
Yeah.
There's this thing called ease and outing where, like in real life, when you move your arm, you don't just move it like this.
Yeah.
It's very smooth when you move it like this.
Mm-hmm.
You move it like, first you kind of start out slow and then you work up.
Yeah.
But then it goes down slow again.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the same exact thing you do with Legos. So we're going to move his arm a little.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're going to take a picture. I'll speed this part up, don't worry.
So you're just moving it like a very, very little.
To start out with.
Yeah.
But then, as Anakin starts to make his arm upward, you can make bigger movements.
Okay.
Slowly progress into bigger movements.
Okay.
So like that. Because you want it to be realistic.
Yeah.
But you don't have to have realistic animation. But then when you come back up, we're going to start slowing it down again. We'll start slowing it down. Just about here. So we're going to look at that.
Can we watch it now? Is that what you just did?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's cool, Rocco. Oh, isn't that cool, guys? Oh my gosh. Thank you, Rocco.
Yeah.
So there's Rocco. And you're gonna attach something for them to see that you've made. What is it?
I'm going to just tell you how to find the app.
Okay.
And I'm going to screen record myself basically demonstrating all the functions you should put on before starting video.
Thank you, Boo Boo.
That's about it.
You gonna tell them how much you love your mama?
She's a great mom. You're lucky to have a good teacher.
Oh, it's my baby. It's my baby. Oh, it's my little ginger baby.
All right.
I love you, Boo Boo.
I love you too.
Yeah, okay. Say goodbye, guys. Goodbye. Okay. So I grabbed a bunch of these little minifigures from my son's Lego connection. I don't even know what I grabbed, but well, I guess, clearly they like Star Wars. That's, we can see that, and Marvel. So what you can see is the body, and I'm using the X-Acto knife because it's got a great point, but you can see how the body sort of tilts at an angle out, the chest, and then the legs come straight down, and you can see the rectangle feet, and also you can also see these little hook, almost like C hands. Now if I take Darth Vader's head off, oh look, I didn't know it was a cap, or a what do you call it, a mask. So if you look at the head, it actually goes straight down and then it curves around. You can see that the shoulders, or the top of the chest, slightly goes past the side of the head. And then we have the top, which connects the hair or the masks. So it goes down almost into like kind of a bottom of a triangular shape, has another rectangle, and then you have the legs, which almost look like they are broken into two parts. And then you have the space between the legs, and then we talked about the hands. And the arms actually kind of go out, and then they go straight down. So I wanted you to look at the shape of the Lego, so you have an idea, reference of what I'm referring to as we draw. Okay? So look at all these guys. Hello, I don't know what I am, but I'm very excited to work with you today. Yes, the Mara house is filled with Legos. Oh, a girl Lego. How you doing? Yes, I am a foxy girl Lego, and I am much stronger than these crazy superheroes and Star Wars men. Yes, hey, I am stronger than you. No, you're not. I am. No, I am not. I am. Okay, I'll stop. All right, I'll see you in a second. All right, love bugs. So now we're going to start doing a drawing of the minifigure. It's going to be a basic drawing, and we're going to start with the head at the top of the paper. I'm going to leave a little bit of room in case when you customize your portrait, if you want to add a hat or hair or something. So in the middle, I'm going to start with a shape that has vertical lines that go down, round it over, and come back up. Oop, I've got a bumpy surface, so that kind of made it a bumpy line there. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come around, bring it over, curved line. So I've got the top of my Lego head. Now I'm going to add the little topper that is used to attach the masks. Okay, below I'm going to add two vertical lines, and they should be wider than this, which is going to be the Lego neck. And under the neck, I'm going to draw a horizontal line, which is going to be the top of the chest. And notice how the top of the chest goes out just a little bit wider than the sides of the head. So I'm going to draw a horizontal line extending out just a little bit. And then I'm going to tilt it just slightly, not a lot, just a little, okay? Then I'm going to connect those two lines, and I'm going to draw a very skinny rectangle, okay? Below that, see where we are now? We've got this part and that part. Now we're going to do the legs. We're going to break the legs up into two parts. So I'm going to draw a rectangle, which is going to be wider than the one above it. And it is going to come down about there. Let's put the vertical line on the other side, and we're going to connect those two. Okay, I know it doesn't look like legs yet, but just hold on. I'm going to repeat that shape in the same size underneath it. And here's my horizontal line. Go down. All right. Now, I'm going to find the middle of the body. and those legs. I'm just going to draw a light, slight line here. And if you look, you have a space between the Lego, the legs. And that is where the joint is that makes the legs, you know, move back and forth. Hello, how you doing? So I'm going to, underneath that belt, I am going to draw just 2 vertical lines in the middle, which show the Lego space. That's actually kind of far apart, but if you want to make it closer, you can. Actually, I am going to make it closer. I'm not happy with that. Let's make it a little bit closer. Here we go. Much better. Okay, bring that over, bring that over. Yes, I'm much happier with that space than the other one. Okay. Oh, boy, my eraser is not working that well today. And then we're going to draw the feet. And the feet actually are similar to the belt width. You're just going to go vertical line, horizontal line, because we see the feet from the front and it just looks like a rectangle. So now we have the body of our Lego. Now what we're going to do is the arms and the bottom of the arms and then those curved hands. So all you do is you slightly bring the arm out at an angle. Okay, there's an angle. Here's another angle. Make them the same tilt. Okay, and then you are going to go straight down, straight down. Now I like to kind of curve it up like this, curve it up like that, and then you can show the wrists. And then those C, looks like a C facing down. You put one C and then a smaller C in it. And then you have your Lego hands. Okay? So going up to the face, and I have a ton of examples of the faces that you can use. And you can actually, you know, change the faces. You're going to customize your face and your hair and, you know, make it the way that you want to. But for this person, or my Lego man, I am just going to show, here is his smile, and then the Lego, here's the eyes. Okay. So there's the basic Lego body. Now, I actually made mine pretty short. You can make yours bigger. It would fill up the paper if you made the head wider, or maybe you want to place your Lego someplace. I'm drawing a line here to show that he is maybe standing someplace. Maybe he is fishing. All right. And maybe he has a fishing pole in the water, you know, whatever. You can customize your Lego self-portrait any way you want. Background, clothing, hair, face. All right, I can't wait to see these. When you're done, you can send these to me through my email if you want to, or you can put it on the Facebook page for Westside Montessori. I have no problem what you color these with. You can do paint, you can do crayon. It is entirely up to you what you want to do. If you want to outline with Marty the marker, go ahead. Your medium of color is your choice. Capiche? But if you're doing it, make sure you color the backgrounds and the where he is standing or sitting. Okay? So that's the end for the Lego portrait. You can look at the examples that I have to inspire you. Okay, I want to talk about the next one. You have examples of faces made out of actual Lego bricks. So if you don't want to draw and you are a Lego builder and you want to do a person or a portrait of your face built out of the Lego bricks, please do that. Or if you are a stop motion guy, make me a movie. I'd love to see it. I can't wait to see your work. Have a great summer. I miss all of you.